Statements expressed in the following program reflect views of the program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of Fremont Broadcasting LLC, its management, or its sponsors.
हेलो एंड गुड आफ्टरनून गाइस, रेडियो जिंदगी सुन रहे हैं 1550 AM पर। अभी कभी आपने ऐसा सुना है कि इक्लिप्स से रिलेटेड जो चीजें हैं वो सच है या नहीं है, वो लॉजिकल है या नहीं है, ऐसा किसी ने बताया आपको? नहीं बताया तो दिस इज द करेक्ट टाइम. दिस इज वेयर यू हैव ट्यून इन. द साकेत भाटिया एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो इज लाइव एंड डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया, एज यू ऑल नो, इज अ सर्टिफाइड प्रोफेशनल न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट. एस्ट्रोलॉजी में एक्सपर्ट हैं, PhD की है उन्होंने इन दिस सब्जेक्ट एंड ही नोज इन एंड आउट. 25 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस है उन्हें इस फील्ड में. एंड यू कैन गेन डायरेक्शन इन योर लाइफ इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर एनी गाइडेंस चाहते हैं आप, चाहे करियर, फाइनेंस, बिजनेस, हेल्थ, बच्चों से रिलेटेड आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है या वीजा स्टेटस से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है, जो भी आपके मन में डाउट है, क्वेश्चन है, जरूर आप उनसे पूछिए एंड ही कैन हेल्प यू विद दैट. उनका डायरेक्ट नंबर जिस पे आप कॉल कर सकते हैं शो के बाद, दैट इज 408-639-5300. एक बार फिर से द डायरेक्ट नंबर टू कॉन्टैक्ट डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया इज 408-639-5300 या फिर यू कैन राइट टू हिम info@saketbhatia.com. वेबसाइट जहां सारी इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है इज बाय हिज फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट नेम saketbhatia.com. और अगर अभी आप क्विकली क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं, चाहे एस्ट्रोलॉजी से रिलेटेड या न्यूमरोलॉजी से रिलेटेड, 510-770-1550, दैट्स आवर स्टूडियो लाइन नंबर. स्टूडियो लाइन्स आर ओपन 510-770-1550 फॉर अ क्विक क्वेश्चन. डू कॉल अस. With that, let me start my today's show. Hello and welcome. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. So, as I just gave a sneak peek कि आज हम कुछ eclipse से related बात करने वाले हैं.
So I wanted to talk about eclipse in general. This has been an interesting October. 2 eclipse हुए हैं.
Right.
आपको पता है how often an eclipse takes place in general?
All I know is कि eclipse होता कब है, like जब alignment होता है, like obviously lunar eclipse full moon पे होता है. So just basic information I have.
So the moon typically takes about 28 days to go around the earth. Right? जब full moon होता है, the moon is sitting on one side of the earth, right? And जब new moon होता है, it is sitting between the earth and the sun.
Sun, yes.
तो 2 eclipse हो गए. So typically an eclipse takes place almost every 14 days.
हाँ, तो वो तो पर हमें दिखता नहीं है, होना तो चाहिए.
दिखता नहीं because there are 2 things. One, it has to be a big eclipse. कभी-कभी छोटे eclipse होते हैं where it doesn't really pass the exact orbit. And second, it doesn't pass over us. Maybe it is taking place over the ocean. Right?
Okay.
तो उसका impact जहाँ होता है, we have to figure it out there. Obviously, there are only 2 types of eclipse, solar and lunar.
Yes.
And solar भी 3 तरह के होते हैं, right? Annular, total, and we have just a partial solar eclipse. And same way, lunar भी 3 तरह के होते हैं.
Okay.
Right? Now, this month was very interesting because 2 big eclipses took place. There was the annular solar eclipse, जो अमेरिका में दिखा था.
Right.
And then there was the eclipse, the lunar eclipse,
yes.
जो इंडिया में हुआ था. इंडिया में तो it was covered by the news channels, if you saw.
Okay.
It lasted about 1.5 hours. सारे मंदिर बंद हो गए थे.
It was on Sharad Purnima.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was on शरद पूर्णिमा and जो solar eclipse था वो भी एक auspicious दिन पे ही था. So what I'm trying to cover today is what is the significance of an eclipse? Astrology में कैसे होता है? How does it impact you personally? आपको ये भी पता है कि जैसे स्काई में eclipse हो रहा है, कुंडली में भी eclipse होता है.
Oh.
Yeah.
So and then it affects the like particular individual अगर उसकी कुंडली में eclipse है तो.
So generally eclipse almost influences everybody in one way or the other.
Yeah.
But अगर आपकी कुंडली में भी eclipse है, it will impact you more significantly. It will impact you even more if the eclipse is taking place right on top of you.
Oh, okay.
तो eclipse क्या होता है? There could be a conjunction of the sun and moon, which means moon has come between earth and sun.
Sun, yes.
अगर ये आपकी चार्ट में है, then it can either create lots of obstacles or it can be very, very, very beneficial for you.
Okay.
The other 4 types of eclipses: sun Rahu, moon Rahu, sun Ketu, and moon Ketu.
Okay.
This brings another interesting point. Which is the most beneficial and the most harmful planet in astrology?
सो ये जो अभी आपने सन राहु मून राहु ये जो कॉम्बिनेशन बताए, सो दे आर इन अ लाइन, अगर वो लाइक इफ दे आर इन द कॉन्जिक्यूटिव हाउसेस, और
नहीं,
हाउ अलाइनमेंट इज?
दे हैव टू बी इन द सेम हाउस एंड वेरी क्लोज टू ईच अदर.
ओके.
देखिए जो 12 घर होते हैं, planets are placed in these houses. Sun and moon are also considered planets. So is Rahu,
Yes.
Ketu. They're called shadow planets. अब ये जब साथ में बैठ जाते हैं घर में, they influence each other. But if they come very close to each other in a house, then they influence significantly.
ओके.
So sun, I'll give you an example. Most of the women who are Miss Universe, Miss World, etc., they have moon Rahu conjunction.
ओके.
Rahu means enhance.
Okay.
Simple terms.
जी.
Enhance beauty. Moon is beauty, right? Venus is beauty. Sun Rahu for a man makes them a very senior business official in a government post or an executive in a company. So Rahu is a good planet to expand. But problem is Rahu, when it expands, it has no end. You want more.
Yes.
And उसका flip side क्या होता है? Rahu becomes stronger, आपका Ketu weak होगा. Ketu becomes weak, आपकी spirituality से
आप दूर
होते जाओगे.
एब्सोल्युटली.
Now Ketu on the other hand is a planet of isolation. अगर moon Ketu हो गया, then people end up in mental asylums if they have bad aspects of Saturn also on it.
ओके.
But Ketu is the only planet or the only shadow planet which can overcome the sun. The sun
Okay.
Ketu combination is actually pretty dangerous. And अगर ये आपकी कुंडली में ये 5 हो, सन राहु, सन केतु, मून केतु या सन मून कंजंक्शन,
ओके.
तो जिस घर में बैठा है, that house affairs will be distorted. I use the word distorted or unpredictable during an eclipse.
Okay. So that is definitely like pretty intense, I would say. So in general, if I ask, because I have heard like while growing up in India, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं कि eclipse में ये करना चाहिए, वो नहीं करना चाहिए. So what about starting a venture? Like should we start it during eclipse or should we avoid?
तो काफी articles छपते हैं on eclipse, and many astrologers, Western astrologers will always say it's the time to plant new seeds, it's the time to start something. But I have a very simple question. अगर आप कुछ कर रहे हो लाइफ में, आप बत्तियां चलाते हो कि बंद करते हो?
जलाते हैं.
आप दिया जलाते हो कि बुझाते हो?
जलाते हैं.
Because you want रोशनी, you want
Yes.
brightness.
Yeah.
यहाँ पर तो अंधेरा हो गया. In Vedic astrology for last 5,000 years, we have been saying that eclipse is not a good time to start a venture. Eclipse is not a good time to do anything significant because it is going to give you unpredictable results. It is not that सबका results unpredictable होंगे. अगर aspects अच्छे हैं तो ठीक भी रह सकता है. But in general, you may feel cheated. You may feel आपको सारी information नहीं दी गई. मैं आपको examples भी दूंगा. You may feel that things are not working out for you. But in the long run, it might. But the short term, it might not. What I'm trying to say is, eclipse जो होता है, always 14 days का रहता है, right? The 14 days between
Yeah.
the two eclipses.
Right.
But जो eclipse का असर है, it can last 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
So if you are influenced by an eclipse in your birth chart, in your 10th house, your house of career, and let's say you are in India, जहाँ पर ये eclipse ज़्यादा strong था, we know for a fact, your job अगर आपको मिली भी है, is going to create lot of friction, lot of issues, lot of changes in your career. But अगर आप West Coast पे हो, like America, जहाँ eclipse was very minor, it won't impact you as much. But the
Okay.
solar eclipse will.
So the geographical condition also matters.
Because it depends on where it was transiting, na, that time. Transit is
exactly.
planet कहाँ बैठा है at this particular time. So it is important to know that if you have an eclipse in your chart or you don't have. And वो बड़ा easy है find करना.
Okay. For you, of course, because you have 25 years of experience in this field. Listeners, सुन रहे हैं आप live Dr. Saket Bhatia को in the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. Contact कीजिए for astrology या numerology से related कोई भी question के लिए after the show 408-639-5300. That's his direct number. saketbhatia.com उनकी website है where you'll get all the information. info@saketbhatia.com is where you can write to him if you have any particular question. We are indulging in a very, very interesting conversation today regarding the significance and impact of eclipse in Vedic astrology. If you have any question related to that, you can definitely give us a call. Studio lines are open and the number to call is 510-770-1550. Once again, for a quick question on air, 510-770-1550 is the studio line number. And if it is an astrology related question, you be ready with your time of birth, place of birth, and what am I missing?
Time, place, and date.
Date. Yes, I am missing the date, the basic component. So time, place, and date of birth if you're asking any astrological question, or if you have any numerology related question, then also you can give us a call. Once again, number है 510-770-1550. So after that, as we spoke, कि हमें जैसे बत्ती बुझानी नहीं है नया काम में, so that was a pretty valid explanation. So are there any specific things जो हमें ग्रहण के टाइम पे करनी चाहिए, eclipse के टाइम पे करनी चाहिए?
See, the picture of an eclipse is like Rahu or Ketu gobbling the sun or the moon, right?
Right.
Not a pretty picture.
Yes.
हमें रोशनी अच्छी लगती है. We like light. We like bright stuff. We don't like अंधेरा. So stay away from new ventures, new relationships, new businesses, new endeavors. जो आप करना चाहते हो, don't do that. It's not a good time. It may not end well for you. But during an eclipse, it's not a bad idea to stay put. Just relax for some time. Especially if you have the eclipse in your birth chart, 2-3 महीने जो चलेगा, 4 months, try relaxing and taking a step back and saying, what have I accomplished? What will I do next? How will I go? Maybe it's a good time for your spiritual ventures. Maybe it's a good time, जैसे आपने कहा था थोड़ा टाइम पहले, before we started the show, मंत्र सिद्धि कर सकते हो. But take it easy. All I'm trying to say is, आप भागते जा रहे हो लाइफ में. Full life you've been running. Maybe these few weeks, months, just take it easy and say, I'm going to unwind. Take a small little break, vacation, जो भी है. But do that with your job also. Don't try getting something new. There's always something that will come your way in the future.
So on that, just a wild thought that if there is a geographical location जहाँ पर की like full eclipse हो रहा है, so is traveling a good option, like avoiding that place specifically, like as India में था अभी full eclipse. So can somebody travel during that time अगर उनको पता है they have an eclipse in their astrological chart as well?
So if you have the eclipse in your astrology chart, depending on where it sits, if it is sitting in your 6th house, it's going to hurt your health. Maybe if you travel...
That's not a good idea.
No, us दिन maybe things won't happen.
Yeah.
But maybe a few weeks later or a few months later, your health will definitely get impacted, for sure. अगर आपकी relationship चल रही है, then misunderstandings हो सकती है. Again, I'm not saying long run में कुछ खराब होगा. I'm saying short term, unpredictable results होते हैं. That's what, and it's proven to do that. It's always there. This is something which we know. हम जब charts भी पढ़ते हैं and somebody comes to us and says, ऐसा हो गया. The first thing we do is, we look at the house, we look at the aspects, and if we still can't find the answer, then we see, does that person have an eclipse? And how strong is the eclipse? देखो, जो घर होता है, that is 30 degrees. Okay, each house in astrology. If you're, let's say you have moon and Ketu, if they're sitting 29 degrees apart, they're really far. It's almost as good as 2 separate houses. तो असर कम पड़ेगा आप पे. But if they're sitting conjunct, less than 1 or 2 degrees, then you're going to be, I would use the word slammed pretty badly by an eclipse.
Okay. Yeah, that is not a good equation, of course. So, as we are talking about this, I just want to ask, like, what is your experience? Any particular experience you would like to share about eclipse?
So, I will share, देखिए, eclipse के time पे phones तो आते हैं. I'm going to share 3 unique experiences that happened.
Okay.
Okay. 3, one was of a man who met a woman during an eclipse. He swore this is the best thing that ever happened to him. She was the one for him. And this is October 14th ka solar eclipse.
Okay.
Before you know it, before this show only, the relationship has gone sour. And he's like, is she right for me? And I'm like, she, charts ke hisab se to she's perfect for you.
Okay.
You have to give it some more time. Ye jo unpredictability hai, ye rahegi. And this is just ups and downs, Sometimes it gets more enhanced. The second thing was, I'm talking about somebody who started a franchise business. Franchise start kiya इन्होंने, misunderstandings हो गई है. This is again in the last 2 weeks. The misunderstandings between the franchise owner and the corporate, which is not working out well. And again, they're asking me what to do. And I said, don't worry, it will work out for you. Just give it time. And the third thing was somebody who bought a car. 14 days पहले गाड़ी ली है, 2 बार कंप्यूटर फेल हो गया गाड़ी का.
Okay.
So and these are all people that have sun with Rahu conjunct in the appropriate house. एक का 7th house में था, एक का 4th house में था, और एक का 10th house में था. So see, this is I'm trying to say things can go well during an eclipse, sure, but the odds are not stacked in your favor. Why do you want to go against the odds, you know?
Right.
On the day of an eclipse and the few days surrounding the eclipse, try avoiding anything. अभी भी eclipse खत्म हो गया है, but इसका असर रहता है, at least for all
2 to
people.
3 months, you said, yeah.
No, 2 to 3 months for people who have the
eclipse
but for
in their
people like you
charts.
and me who don't have, try waiting for at least 15 days before you start doing anything new for a new venture. It will just be better for you. Until then, you're not out of the woods.
Wow, good to know that. We have a caller waiting. Can we take the call?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
हाँ नमस्कार साकेत जी।
नमस्कार।
प्रश्न मेरे बेटे के लिए है। उसका नाम है रवि और डेट ऑफ बर्थ है उसकी 7 जून 1978 11:10 AM टाइम। और प्रश्न ये है कि उसका प्रमोशन कब होगा।
तो
वेटिंग फॉर
he's born June 7th, 1978. और टाइम क्या था?
11:10 AM।
And place of birth?
मुंबई।
Okay, he's from our city. And what is your question?
Question is, he's waiting for promotion, but it's going on like he's not listening the news up to now.
मतलब प्रमोशन की वेट
तो-
कर रहे हैं लेकिन प्रमोशन मिली नहीं है अब तक।
नहीं, हाँ, मिल नहीं रहा है। साल भर मतलब from the January they are saying they will give, but up to now the news is not coming. So what is like no reason or what is the?
तो अगेन आपकी जो is he a software professional?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, in your son's kundali na, Sun and Mercury happen to be in the 10th house. 10th house वो होता है जो सबसे ऊपर होता है at time of birth. Sun and Mercury is software, Mercury is engineering, Sun is independence. If I look at your son's chart, Jupiter, Venus, Moon, 3 beautiful planets in your son's chart are placed in the 11th house, house of gains. Now, ये अच्छी chart है. The problem with your son's chart is काल सर्पयोग. आपको बताया होगा किसी ने, right?
हाँ, पूजा करवा चुके हैं तो हर साल करानी चाहिए क्या वो?
नहीं, देखिए काल सर्पयोग क्या होता है, इसकी पूजा से हर साल तो करानी नहीं पड़ती, बट काल सर्पयोग मैंने एक शो में बताया था, इट क्रिएट्स अनप्रेडिक्टेबल रिजल्ट्स एट टाइम्स। ओके, आपके सन की जो कुंडली है उसमें काल सर्पयोग, ऑल द प्लैनेट्स आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स राहु, दैट मींस ही इज गोइंग टू बी सक्सेसफुल इन हिज वेंचर्स। पैसे तो बहुत है, यू कैन ऑलवेज कॉल अस ऑफलाइन, दिस इज समथिंग वी कैन टॉक। अभी दशा चल रही है सैटर्न राहु की। हियर इज व्हाट आई वांट टू से, दशा चल रही है सैटर्न राहु फॉलोड बाय सैटर्न राहु जुपिटर। Saturn is the planet of business. He is also aspecting your son's house, career का house. राहु की दशा में expansion होगा, but career का मिलना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. It is very hard for your son to get a promotion right now. Earliest promotion he can get, in my opinion, would be December 23rd, 2023, all the way till May. And after that, tell your son, with a kundali like this, he should really start looking into starting something of his own. देखिए इन्होंने खुद तो बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, दैट इज अ गिवन। अगर बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, इट इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट, दशा आती है December 6, 2028. Why waste your time working for somebody when you're going to start something good? It's a good chart. He needs to work on that as opposed to working for someone. Promotion, don't worry, जब बोला है वो मिल जाएगी, but it's not something that he's going to sit and dance about because ये तो चार्ट ही है किसी की who's going to do a business. काल सर्पयोग का we can always discuss later. Okay?
हाँ, okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. If you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia after the show, direct call कर सकते हैं आप 408-639-5300. Once again, Dr. Saket Bhatia को contact करने के लिए direct number है उनका 408-639-5300, और आप उनकी वेबसाइट पे जा सकते हैं saketbhatia.com, where you'll get all the information. और अगर अभी क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं, इफ़ यू हैव वन क्विक क्वेश्चन, चाहे एस्ट्रोलॉजी से रिलेटेड या न्यूमरोलॉजी से रिलेटेड, कॉल कीजिए 510-770-1550. दैट्स द स्टूडियो लाइन नंबर 510-770-1550. फॉर अ क्विक क्वेश्चन यू कैन डेफिनेटली गिव अस अ कॉल. वी हैव अराउंड 35 minutes more in the show and we would love to take your call 510-770-1550.
अब जो जिस लेडी का फोन आया था,
जी.
रवि's mother, almost all the planets are focused on 2 houses,
जी.
work and gains. Work and gains is very well placed. जो वीनस जुपिटर और जो वैक्सिंग मून है इनका, इट्स अ गुड चार्ट. द काल सर्पयोग से अनप्रडिक्टेबिलिटी हो जाती है. बट लाइक आई सेड, very easy to say this is a chart of a software person and he will be starting a business in consulting. ये भी पता है.
Okay.
So I hope he starts it soon, at least starts thinking about it. So coming back to us, right? Astrology. You have to make sure कि जब भी eclipse होता है, try avoiding something. अगर कोई आपको कहता है start, make sure you don't wait, because all the information will not be given to you. People that buy houses, I know realtor friends that hold shows may not be very happy, but the fact is you might buy a house and you might have some issues, maintenance, repair. Long term नहीं, short term unpredictability.
Definitely. वो तो क्लियर हो गया अब. आफ्टर दिस डिस्कशन आई एम श्योर कि सबको समझ में आ गया कि क्या करना चाहिए और क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, अवॉइड करना चाहिए. सो बट देयर इज वन मोर थिंग टिपिकली रिलेटेड विद इक्लिप्स, द नंबर 108, 108. So what is the significance of that number?
आपने एक इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन पूछा है, इसका आंसर बहुत लंबा है. 108 is connected to spirituality in Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism and other religions. जब सोल धरती छोड़ती है and it goes to heaven, it goes through 180 stages before it can actually, reach its final destination. Numerology में भी 108 represents a very important number, means finding the truth. So let's talk about 108. The diameter of the distance between the sun and the earth is 108 times the diameter of the sun.
Right.
The distance of the moon to earth is 108 times the diameter of the moon. ये coincidence नहीं है. So 108 times diameter of sun, 108 times diameter of moon. That's why you can have a total solar eclipse. Right?
Okay.
Because
yes.
ऐसा ही है. That's one. Now, we know it is not 108 because Earth की orbit elliptical है, Moon की orbit elliptical है, but it still works out to an average of 108 from the short and the long distance. Vedic astrology में 12 घर होते हैं. 12 घर में 9 planets हैं. That is 108. 27 नक्षत्रस है, 4 पाड़ा है. That works out to 108. ऋग वेदा, हमारी जो वेदास है, they are total 100 stanzas of 108 lines each.
Yes.
Major Upanishads जो है, they are 108. तो 108 is very important. जो माला जपते हैं,
That is 108.
108. कृष्ण भगवान के साथ जो गोपियां थी,
108.
108.
जी.
तो 108 is such a common number. Another thing that I read was when we breathe 15 times in a minute. Right? That works out to 900 times in an hour. And पूरे दिन में we breathe 108 times, 200 times. जो हार्ट का चक्र नहीं होता in astrology and Vedic astrology में जो हम आयुर्वेदा कहते हैं, हार्ट चक्र, that has 108 lines coming into it.
Wow.
Ganga, the river Ganga,
जी.
its latitude and longitude, and this I have to read. इसकी जो longitude है, it is from 79 to 91 degrees, which is 12 degrees. Latitude is 22 to 31, which is 9 degrees. Again, 9 times 12 is 108. Bhagwan Ram, when added with Sita, the consonants and the vowels become 108. Radha and Krishna, when added with consonants and vowels, becomes 108. तो हर एक चीज 108 पे क्यों है? Because 1 represents you, 0 represents the world, 8 represents Maya, and when you add them, it represents 9 in numerology, which is God. That is the significance of 108.
Beautiful. I didn't have any clue. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure, listeners, you will be thrilled to know that too. We have a couple of callers.
Sure.
Can we take them? Hello and welcome on air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. That was amazing. About 108. I did not know that.
Thank you.
This is Pedro. We have spoken before, I think a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, shall I tell my birth,
Yes, please.
birth date and everything? Okay. So, it's November 8, 1984.
November 8th, 1984. Okay.
And the day, the timing is 9:36 in the morning.
Okay. And where were you born?
Mumbai.
Okay, and your Sejal, what is your question?
So my question is regarding like my profession. I'm working right now.
Okay.
So is job good for me, or starting something on my own would give better results?
First, you should ask yourself, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
आपको क्या करना है? Let's start with that.
You're asking me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to start something on my own, but I'm not sure exactly what.
अच्छा, तो right now मैं आपकी चार्ट खोल के देखा है. See, जब चार्ट्स खोलते हैं, we look at planets, right? It's very important to have good planets sitting in the inside houses, which is 1, 4, 7 and 10. अगर उनमें अच्छे planets हो, the chart automatically becomes strong. आपकी चार्ट में Jupiter, which is your ascendant, is placed in its own house. Very strong chart.
Okay.
There are some issues कि your Venus, Moon are sitting in, Venus, Mercury sit in the 12th house, which is your house of career, which is your house of, ill health, but that is good because वो दूसरे घर में चल विपरीत राजयोग हो जाता है. But your Sun and Saturn, which is your independence, your self-confidence, your ability to work hard, are actually sitting in your 11th house, which means I would say you need to start something in a foreign land. You were born in India, you've come here. You need to start something here. Now question is, when should you start that? Right? So the right time, and one more thing, आपका जो Mars है वो exalted है. Your ability to take action at the right time is very, very strong and very good. So question is, when to start? राहु की दशा start होती है 2023 November में. Rahu is expansion. It is aspecting your 12th house and it is aspecting the Lord of career. Start looking into it now.
Okay.
Now, मतलब November 13th, but start looking into it now. What is it you want to do?
I'm not quite sure. But something that will give me time with my kids as well. So I'm trying to revolve around them right now.
So I suggest you start thinking soon because वो time start हो गया आपका. वो start हो जाता है, then you're just going to waste precious time of your life. Starting July 27th, 2026, a very beautiful time of your life starts. Very nice. उस time पे you'll have better idea, better direction, more money, more stability. आपका अच्छा गज केसरी योग भी है नवम्स में. This is good. And Venus is exalted in the 12th house in Navam. So people like you, individuals, will always be satisfied, content. Complaints नहीं करोगे आप ज़्यादा life में. खुश रहते हो. Stay that way.
Okay. Nice. So you said July of 2026, definitely start something on?
No, start now. But by July you'll have better results on whatever you're trying to do.
Okay, good to know. All right, thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you for your call, Sejal. And if you would like to contact Dr. Saket Bhatia after the show, 408-639-5300 उनका डायरेक्ट नंबर है. लिसनर्स, आप सुन रहे हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को लाइव यहाँ रेडियो जिंदगी पर 1550 AM पर. Dr. Saket Bhatia has a PhD in astrology and is a certified numerologist. With 25 years of experience, he's right here and he can guide you if you have any question. 510-770-1550 पे कॉल कर सकते हैं. Or as I said, after the show, you can call him 408-639-5300. We have another caller.
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hi, the date of birth is December 1993.
आपका नाम?
Priya.
Hi Priya. December what? I'm sorry, I missed the first part.
19.
December 19, 1993. And your time?
12:33 a.m.
So 0033 in the morning. आप जल्दी पैदा हो गए. You couldn't wait a little longer. And what is your place of birth?
Place is Mumbai.
आज सब मुंबई से फोन कर रहे हैं. So okay. And have you ever been to an astrologer? आपने कभी चार्ट देखी है अपनी?
No, not really.
Okay, good enough. So just to let you know, you're a Virgo ascendant in Vedic astrology. Achha? And what is your questions?
Just general, like what are my strengths and weaknesses as per my chart, and what is the effect of like Sadesati on me?
तो साढ़े सती होता है for 7.5 साल, right? For 7.5 years. But historically we have seen जब साढ़े सती आती है it doesn't really last for 7.5 years. ये डराने का है.
Okay.
This is for some people to scare you into doing more pujas and that kind of stuff. But it really impacts you जब Saturn 11th house में transit, आपके केस में जब transit कर रहा है for no more than about a year. What does Sadesati do? It gives you stability in your life. Many people like Manmohan Singh became prime minister जब Sadesati है. तो Sadesati में you will get promoted or whatever based on your chart. In your chart, Saturn is the lord of 2 houses, which is luck, advice you give people, higher education. Do you have any kids?
No, not yet. I'm single.
अच्छा, children, and it is the lord of health. अभी आपकी दशा भी सैटर्न की चल रही है और एक्चुअली सैटर्न की स्टार्ट नहीं हुई. सैटर्न की दशा स्टार्ट हो गई आपकी, अब जुपिटर की चल रही है. सो जुपिटर राहु इज अ टाइम फॉर यू यू कुड गेट मैरिड, एंड आपकी शादी का टाइम कैन गो ऑन. Good time to get married is till April 2024. But in general, what will Sadesati do to you? Take care of your health. Saturn is a good planet in your chart. It will not be bad for you. If you're working somewhere, keep working. Good time for you to focus on this. Just you may even get promoted. आपकी chart जो दिखती है, Sun Mars is definitely creating some issue in your house. आपकी जो marriage house है या single हो आप, जो आपका घर है उसमें. But Jupiter is such a strong planet. Placed in the house of money, you'll be happy. Mercury, Venus साथ में बैठे. If I'm looking at your Navam chart, I don't see any issues in the chart. The only thing is that Saturn Moon conjunction जो आपकी health में बैठा है ना, take care of your health sometimes. The Saturn causes problems and Moon is flow of blood. तो थोड़ा अपना blood की check करो. Could be anything related to that in the future, but nothing to worry. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. Listeners, सुन रहे हैं आप the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. If you also have any question regarding astrology or numerology, you can call us right now, 510-770-1550. That's the studio line number. We have another caller.
Okay.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Anirudh Saketji. I lost my job in... Hi, namaste. तो मेरा जॉब फरवरी में चला गया था. I'm a software engineer and I then got a job in May, whatever I could get at that time. I have been trying ever since then for a better paying and a better position for the job. So my question is, when will I get a better paying or better position for the job? Birth details, 10th July 1970. Place of birth, Sangli, Maharashtra. And time of birth, 5:20 p.m.
5:20 p.m.
Yeah. 10th July 1970. 70.
Yep. You were born on Friday. तो आज महाराष्ट्र से calls आ रहे हैं, which is good. See, you were born on Friday. Very important is the placement of what we call Galika Mandi. These are moons of Saturn. Galika Mandi आपके 10th house में बैठ गया, which is your house of career. Right? And that is ruled by Sun. तो जब सन की दशा आएगी, अंतरदशा आएगी, you will have some issues. सन की अंतरदशा आई थी somewhere around February. You said, when did you get your job? You said February?
I lost it in February. I got it back in around April end.
Yeah, तो February में because of that Galika Mandi and Sun effect. Because for Galika Mandi, your lord of day of birth or lord of your chart has to be very well placed. देखिए, आपका Mars जो है, he is debilitated in both your charts. Don't worry, debilitated doesn't mean आपकी life खराब हो जाएगी. It just means you'll have to struggle a little more than some other people do. Now, अभी Saturn की दशा चल रही है आपकी. Saturn चल रहा है. Right? So, Saturn in your Kundali is not considered to be a very good benefic planet. My suggestion is wait. Abhi is not the right time to look for promotion or look for anything. Jupiter in its transit is aspecting your house of career, and Jupiter is a very good planet. Not as good as Moon, but a good planet. If you really want to know when you should try getting a promotion, try sometime after next year, May 2020.
A new job, I meant, yeah, a new job.
Go for a new job in 2024. You should get one. Try hanging in here for a while. It's better for you. Okay. And one more thing. आपका जो main luck house है ना, Moon, he is placed in the 11th house. Lord of 9th in the 11th, na, you will do well in what you desire to do. So find something which is not money related, which you like, and believe me, you're going to do very well in that. Because Jupiter in the 12th house in your chart, you're a very skilled person at what you do. Okay? So focus on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर कॉल. लिसनर्स सुन रहे हैं आप द साकेत भाटिया एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो एंड एवरी ट्यूसडे यू लिसन टू डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया लाइव ऑन रेडियो जिंदगी 4 से 5 बजे के बीच. अभी वी हैव अराउंड 15 मोर मिनट्स इन दिस शो. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन 5107701550 पे कॉल कर सकते हैं. टुडे वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट सिग्निफिकेंस एंड इम्पैक्ट ऑफ इक्लिप्स, बट येस वी गॉट लॉट ऑफ कॉल्स, सो थोड़ी देर में शुरू करते हैं. वी हैव वन मोर कॉलर. Can we take on air?
We will, and then we can go on.
Then
with
we can
what
go
we're
on
doing.
with the topic.
Sure.
Okay, sure. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hi, Dr. Saket. This is Yash. I have a question regarding my finances and career.
Yeah, yes. What is your date of birth?
Date of birth is April 13, 1982.
April 13th, 1982.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you were born on a Tuesday. And what is your time of birth?
Time of birth is 3:40 a.m. and birthplace is Pune.
This is a wonderful day. सारे महाराष्ट्र वाले लोग ही फोन कर रहे हैं हमें. It's as if it is completely staged. So this is nice. What is your question? Finances and career.
Yeah, so I feel like I haven't made good progress on that front in last few years. So I just had a question. I feel like it's not moving or not improved that much. So is there anything I need to do or look at some other options?
You should always be looking for other options. That is my take. Life is all about improvement. So you're also a software professional.
Yeah, that's correct.
वो तो चार्ट में दिख जाते हैं हमको. आपकी यू हैव नो डिबिलिटेटेड प्लैनेट्स. योर राहु एंड केतु आर एक्चुअली वेरी स्ट्रांग. अभी दशा चल रही है आपकी जो मेन दशा चल रही है लाइफ की, दैट हैपेंस टू बी सन राहु. देन सन राहु विल कंटिन्यू फॉर अ फ्यू इयर्स. तो लेट्स सी व्हाट सन रिप्रेजेंट्स. सन रिप्रेजेंट्स बिजनेस, पार्टनरशिप, वाइफ. वो बैठ गया है अपने ही घर से 8 हाउस. तो रिलेशनशिप में अप्स डाउन होंगे आपके. आई एम नॉट सेइंग थोड़े बहुत रिलेशनशिप में अप डाउन रहेंगे. जब भी सन की दशा आएगी अप डाउन रहेगा. एज फार एज राहु गो, सिंस योर राहु इज वेरी स्ट्रांग, it is going to help you with your kids if you have any, or it is going to help you with your financial gains. But finances में you have taken जो थोड़ा सा hit है, that is because of the sun dasha. You have to wait for some improvement in sun dasha, and that does not come all the way till 2024 March 27th. Okay.
Okay.
Once that, because आपका Jupiter is placed in 9th house, aspecting you, aspecting your advice and your stock markets, whatever. I am positive that after 27 March it gets better. Now question about career, right? Career ka problem, the problem is the lord of the career na is sitting in the wrong house, retrograde, and उस पे शनि भारी है. But Saturn happens. Have you been in this field for a long time?
Yes.
Saturn is aspecting, and it's since it's your ascendant house, ये ज़्यादा ही लंबा आपको खींचेगा. My suggestion is try getting a better job.
Okay.
Try getting. You should be able to look for one starting January. Get out of this position. You have something better waiting for you.
Okay. All right. And what do you think about starting your own business or something like that?
We can discuss that. If you can, but you should not start one in software.
Okay.
Try a service industry like hospice, teaching. Actually, teaching would be better for you. Like a franchise for teaching, like Kumon kind of thing, Sylvan. Those make more sense in your chart.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Well.
Thank you so much for your call. So, can we talk a little bit more about Surya Grahan and Chandra Grahan?
तो समझ तो गए हम सूर्य ग्रहण क्या होता है, चंद्र ग्रहण क्या होता है.
बिल्कुल.
Eclipses always take place every 14 days, right? And we've explained that in Vedic astrology there are 5 types: Sun Rahu, Sun Ketu, Moon Ketu, and conjunct Sun and Moon. ये जो eclipses हैं, these are important. Now, इस बार जो eclipse हुआ था, Sun was sitting in the sign of Aries. Moon was sitting in the sign of Libra. And जो हुआ था, it was very significant. जो सूरज का जो eclipse था, that took place in Chitra Nakshatra. So these eclipses, especially the one in October, are very different. They don't happen that often. Where itne strong eclipses happen in such a small period of time. You have to understand, इस बार जो eclipse हुआ था, Moon, Ketu and Jupiter were together. Sun was sitting with Rahu in the sign of Aries. So now you're talking about Sun Rahu. I got a phone call from a lady on Friday morning that her 6-month-old son was bleeding. And the first thing I looked at the chart and said is, the boy has Sun Rahu conjunct. With Sun Rahu conjunct in the 6th house, which is house of health, it would cause that to happen. And every time, if that mother is still listening, every time Sun Rahu will be conjunct over the 6th house, there is an eclipse, this young little kid will have to go through some hardships. So this is really, so what I'm trying to say is eclipses will impact your personal life, financial life, well-being, independence, state of mind, anxiety, besides everything. And if you have one of these eclipses in your birth chart, you're looking at 4 to 6 months before everything will fall into place. Now, do not mistake this for everything will go bad. Things will go up and down, sideways, but then they get better.
Okay. So how do these effects are noticed on different signs?
So we want to not discuss signs, we will discuss houses. It makes more sense, I think.
Okay.
12 ghar hai. So let's assume you have some eclipse in your house, in your birth chart. If it is in first house, it represents you. You will start becoming little restless, anxious. You will start showing some emotional outbursts. That happens. So if you see somebody who's acting irrationally, give them a breather, give them a break. It's just the eclipse that's hitting them. Decision making power thoda off ho jata hai logon ka. Now, agar second house pe aata hai, what is second house? We haven't really explained this in the show, but we will. Second house is wealth, values. So hum kya dekhte hain ki people tend to mess their finances up a little bit. They tend to give more loan, they don't get their money back. It also strains relations with in-laws.
Okay.
Okay, so you can blame any relation you have on in-laws which is not working out on the eclipse.
Okay.
The third house is house of younger siblings, short-term communication and courage. So if you're feeling a little weak, a little anxious, younger siblings ke saath thoda up down ho raha hai, then it could be because of the eclipse. Again, the degree of this will depend on where you're located, the planet that is transiting, the aspects on your house, and how strong the conjunct planets are in your own birth chart. But asar to hoga, thoda bahut asar to hota hai.
Right.
Fourth house is house of mother, house of your property, the house where you are comfortable with, a house of vehicles. So if there's anything that is breaking down, damage in one of these aspects, it is because of the eclipse.
Okay.
Fifth house is more about children, creativity, relationships. Up down in relationships, not marriage, relationships. Up down with children, not studying properly, or your own creativity going haywire is again because of an eclipse. So I'm trying to explain how it impacts in the houses. Sixth house is health. It is also the service, people that work under you, the jobs you do. If that is going up down, it's the eclipse. Seventh house is your marital house. It is your house of partnership. It is your house of business partnership. Agar seventh house mein eclipse hai, then there will be struggles between the couple.
Okay.
Struggles between business partners. Right? Actually, eighth house is the best for an eclipse. Eighth house is house of astrology, house of hidden stuff, house of ancestral property. Agar yahan par eclipse ho raha hai, you can expect these things to go up significantly. Your knowledge of occult sciences, any property you might inherit from, your ancestors will go up. Ninth house is spirituality, luck, higher education, and long distance travel. You might make significant long distance travel with no results.
Okay.
You might look for spiritual, but you might not get the right path. Luck, don't buy lottery.
Yes.
Another thing is, बहुत लोग आ रहे हैं हमारे पास, what are my chances of winning lottery? Look at your ninth house, Look at the aspects and influence on 9th house. If they're strong, good. उस टाइम पे लॉटरी खरीदो, you should win. Because what we do is जब लोगों की लॉटरी लगती है ना, we tend to reach out to them and we just ask them the date, place, time. And then we look at their dasha and we are able to conclude that इस दशा में उसकी लॉटरी लगी थी because 9th house was strong. Remember one thing, everybody can win a lottery if they buy it at the right time.
Right time, exactly.
Most people don't because they don't buy. 10th house, change in career, social status and relationship with father. If your career is doing something up down, it's because of this. Like just caller ne call kiya tha. I said, February you probably lost. He said yes, because that time was another, he has that in his chart. 11th house would be house of higher education, social gains. So anything you've invested in that gives you results, maybe that property will break down, maybe it won't do as expected, but you need to wait because these results will pass. ये जो up down time है ये चले जाएंगे, better time will come. Because astrology में क्या है, जो होना है वो तो होना है. So why worry about these small things? If anything is looking off, just relax. And finally, 12th house is house of isolation, losses, and house of spirituality. So if you are having something in this birth chart, you could be hospitalized. You could be, suffering from depression, isolation. It enhances, it increases during this time. In fact, जो जितने mental asylums होते हैं, during an eclipse, they tend to have more emotional outbursts by their patients. It's a known fact.
Okay.
So if you're unsure about how to navigate the ups and downs of this eclipse, or if you think it is being experienced, one of these phenomena, call an astrologer. Go to our website, at least make your birth chart and see, do you see Sun Rahu, Sun Ketu, Moon Rahu, Moon Ketu, or Sun Moon conjunct in any house? It will give you a better idea of how it's going to impact you, At least you know कि जो हो रहा है, it's time to just take a step back, to relax, to figure out what is it you want to do, and then start the new venture after some time. Losses तो आते हैं, gains भी आती है. People always say पैसे आते जाते because it's true. They do come, they go. But health is most important. Take care of your health.
Absolutely.
These are important things.
Those are, I would say, eye-opening statements जो हमने eclipse के बारे में आज सुने, and I'm sure listeners, you must have learned something new as well. If you would like to know more about it, or if you think you have any eclipse in your astrological chart, or if you would like to check if you have any, do contact Dr. Saket Bhatia. Direct number to reach him is 408-639-5300, or email him info@saketbhatia.com. Or if you are just looking for the information, the office location and all that, do reach out. Website है उनकी saketbhatia.com. वहाँ पर you'll get all the information. And we are almost out of time, so I would like to apologize to all the callers who have been waiting. Don't forget to call us next time, next Tuesday, 4 to 5 p.m., when Dr. Saket Bhatia will be live again on Radio Zindagi. So with that, we have like 2 more minutes in the show. How about some closing thoughts?
So this time I want to talk about something that separates us from other species on this planet. What separates us from other species is our knowledge, the continuous thirst that we have for knowledge. हमें हमेशा ना कुछ सीखना है. This ability to learn, to teach and to apply benefits us, benefits our children, and benefits society in general. Learning is very easy. You just have to keep your eyes and ears open. देखते रहो, कुछ ना कुछ आ जाता है. Learning results in what I want to discuss, which is personal development. Personal development is one of the most important things in human life, because with personal development, you can unlock your true potential. You will create self-awareness of what you can accomplish, what you can't, and it gives you a sense of purpose to live. Personal development is not a one-time thing. ऐसा नहीं है कि I'll start reading some book today on astrology, it's personal development. It's a lifelong thing. You must keep learning. You have a brain. You must absorb that knowledge. You must expand your brain. You must improve relationships, your state of mind. Personal development will help you adapt to life's challenges in ways you have never thought possible. Ultimately, it is this personal development that will help you lead a more fulfilling and balanced life. It will promote confidence, it will promote happiness, and it will increase your self-worth. This will be better for you, so be more inquisitive. Ask more questions. Keep learning. Keep teaching. and be on this path of self-development, because you'll be a more successful human being.
Absolutely beautiful that was, and that's why I look forward to the closing thought every week. Thank you so much for such an enriching thought. And listeners, if you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia, wherever you're stuck in life, whatever question you have in life, whatever you would like to know about your astrological chart, he is the right person for you, with 25 years of experience backing him and a PhD in the subject of astrology, also a certified professional numerologist. The best guy to connect with, 408-639-5300. Once again, Dr. Saket Bhatia ka direct number. And he will be back next Tuesday, 4 to 5 p.m. only on Radio Zindagi. Till then, this is RJ Vedika signing off. सुन रहे हैं आप रेडियो जिंदगी. जिए जा.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi.